I'm Manhood, and this is the History Makers Training, April 2019, with Dr. Sunday Adelaja, themed how to build systems for national transformation. Well, as you join us on Facebook, I would like to encourage you to share this link, share this video on your timeline. You could also invite your friends. You could share it on the groups you belong to, or you could suggest this video to your friends on Facebook. Perhaps they might find this teaching session beneficial to them. And for our viewers on YouTube, I want to say a very wonderful welcome to you. Thank you for joining us once again. Thank you for being with us throughout this History Makers training. Today is day 4, and we've had series of teachings today. If you missed out in any of the session, you could go to Dr. Sunday Adelaja on YouTube and search for the playlist HMT April 2019. You'd see it on systems, and there is a drop down of all of the teaching sessions from day 1 to day 4. And we've been having a book promo. Just in case you don't know about it, I would like to tell you that we are giving out Dr. Sunday's books at a discounted price, at a discounted rate. And it's the offer lasts just for a few days. So if you're listening and you want to get a hard copy of Dr. Sunday Adelaja's books, I want you to take advantage of this opportunity if you can by writing to us at dsasbooks@gmail.com. I repeat, DSAS, that's dsasbooks@gmail.com. So write to us that you're interested in taking part in this discounted rate, and we will get back to you. But please be patient, because we have a lot of messages coming in, a lot of emails. So be patient. We would respond to you as soon as we can, but would receive all of your requests. Okay. So there are some books that I have to present right now, and if you've been with us, you'll be aware that we've been announcing all of Dr. Sunday's old classics that you wouldn't find on Amazon or online. You can only order for the book by writing to our office. So I'll be starting with this book on calling purpose and attaining goals. Calling purpose and attaining goals. I would also like to jump straight into this daily planner, because there's some sort of connection between this book, this daily planner, and who am I? Why am I here? So you might ask, what is the connection? Okay, this book is talking about calling, purpose, and attaining goals. How to discover your calling, how to discover your purpose, and how to attain your goals. And if you've read Who Am I? Why Am I Here? That is also a very practical book with hundreds of questions to help you discover yourself, discover your potentials, and discover your calling and your purpose. But now, where does this daily planner come into the scenario? It is that this daily planner is a day-by-day guide. You know, imagine you having someone holding your hands and then taking you by the hands to discover yourself, discover your purpose, and achieve it.
Help you plan your day.
Yeah, and help you plan your day every day. So that's exactly what this daily planner is. It's the first of its kind in English. Dr. Sunday has it in Russian, and listening to all of his disciples, you understand that having something like this, it's no more mysterious that they have the kind of result that they have, because they have daily planners from Dr. Sunday's books that he has written in Russian. So Dr. Sunday has released this. This is the first daily planner from the book Who Am I? So you want to get this. It's going to help you to accomplish your purpose, not within 20 years, 50 years, or 100 years, but within a year. Who doesn't want to experience that? So please do well to get this daily planner. I also want to add something about this daily planner, is because if you're someone who maybe you have a burden to train people and you don't have any resource that you can use to train or to help people discover their calling, this is a perfect tool for you. You could use this daily planner to train people to discover their calling. So you don't have to disturb yourself and look for 1 million books. Just get this daily planner, add it with the Who Am I book, and you are ready to go. So this is the daily planner, how to accomplish your goals and purpose within a year. Please get it. All right, so I'll go to the next book, Successful Marriage Takes Work. Successful Marriage Takes Work. Well, everything takes work. So if you want to have a successful marriage and you want to know how to build systems to have a great marriage, have a great family, I think this book is for you. It's a small book. You could read it at a sit. So please do well to get this book. Successful Marriage Takes Work. Don't forget that all of these books I'm announcing, you might not find them online, but you have to write to us at dsasbooks@gmail.com to get it. Another book I'll be announcing here is a book co-authored by Pastor Sunday and Pastor Bosse, The Happiness of a Woman and the Happiness of a Man. So if
what makes a man happy in marriage,
yeah,
and what makes a woman happy in marriage.
Exactly. So what makes a man happy in marriage and what makes a woman happy in marriage? You can combine this book with Successful Marriage Takes Work. All right. The man that God will use. Well, everyone would believe that God would use everybody. But then, if you would understand that you need to work on yourself, you need to, what do you need to be the person that God will use? This book is going to give you answers to it. How to prepare yourself to be used by God. So, the man that God will use, please do well to get it. All right, so I announced this book earlier and I'll be announcing it again. Do you know it's possible for you to live and to minister the gospel without sorrow and grief? Are you a pastor and you're challenged with ministry? You've been years in ministry, you've not experienced any growth qualitatively, quantitatively, and you've been thinking, how can I take my ministry to the next level? Well, this is a book for you, Pastoring Without Tears. We also have a program that we have on YouTube. If you've not watched the program, I would like to encourage you to go ahead to watch the program, Pastoring Without Tears. But this book also gives details to the systems. In it, you find the laws and principles on how to be an effective minister. Do well to get it.
That one together with the missionaries. With
the missionary, yeah. Okay, so let me announce this missionary reformation. Well, this is one book that is like very. Can you see how thick it is? Very thick, and it is because this book was written by a professor who came over to Ukraine and spent 6 months doing a thorough research on the model that Dr. Sunday and the God Embassy Church have here. Right here you see that it says Missional Reformation for Discipling Nations, Church Shift, a model for the 21st century church. So in this book, you would find all of the systems, the laws, the belief system, the principles. If you have heard Dr. Sunday's and the Embassy of God's Church testimony, and you want to know how did they do it, was it a mystery, was it a special anointing that was on Dr. Sunday's head? How did God Embassy make so much impact in Ukraine and even beyond? Well, this is the book that you want to read. It was not written by Dr. Sunday, like I said. It was a professor that did a great research, and he penned down all of the systems on how to create a church that will be relevant in this 21st century. So do well to get this book. You can get this actually, I think, on Amazon. Mm-hmm. All right.
Name it. You mentioned the name.
So the title of the book, once again, is Missional Reformation for Discipling Nations. Missional Reformation for Discipling Nations. All right. Thank you. Life and death in the power of the tongue. Well, like I said once, that this book will teach you the importance of words and the words that you speak, and also what you learn what hinders the growth of faith. So many answers you can get from this book, Life and Death in the Power of the Tongue. All right. I believe that the whole idea of the history makers training is to actually raise history makers. And if you would be a history maker, it means that you're not thinking of just being a local champion in your church or in your village, but you're thinking about a nation. And this book is titled Spearheading a National Transformation. Spearheading a National Transformation. So this book gives a detail of how Dr. Sunday and the Embassy of God were able to ignite a revolution that is called the Orange Revolution. Have you heard of it before? Well, if you've not, then you should get this book to know the system that was put in place that led to the Orange Revolution. All right. How to keep your focus. Focus, focus, focus. I mean, if you are aware of what they call a laser light, in medicine, you see that the laser light is so focused and it has the power to do things that even the halogen lamp cannot do because of the power of focus. Well, there's so much that you can achieve in life if you're a focused person. As a matter of fact, Dr. Sunday writes in this book that the whole world would make a way for anyone who has discovered his calling and is focused on his goal. The whole world will make a way for you. So if you're someone ready to achieve your goal, to be a history maker, then you need the power of focus. And this book will help you to develop focus. All right. Then I go to, I'm always excited when I say this book. I don't know. System Building. It has become one of my favorite books of Dr. Sunday. System Building. The key to resolving every problem and attaining every goal. You know, it didn't say a key. It is the key. That's like the definite term D. System building, the key. And I think thus far, if you've been following us in this training, I'm sure that you are super convinced by now, or you should be convinced, or you might be convinced that system building, actually, it is the key to resolving every problem and attaining every goal. So if you've not got this book, I mean, what are you waiting for? Get it. All right. How to find money for your dreams. I mean, someone who read this book, he left a feedback by saying that after reading this book, it felt like it was 1,000 books in one. And good enough, he had a show and he defended his point. So imagine having a book that would teach you and guide you, show you the direction to find the resources that you need. A book that will give you the system that you can implement to find all that you need to achieve your goal and your dreams. I mean, who doesn't want to read that kind of book? Well, if you have a dream that you want to achieve, then this book is for you. How to find money for your dreams. Do well to get it. And this is the mind-shifting book. Especially for this microwave generation, where we want quick fix, we want quick money, and we want everything sharp, 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 sharp. But this book is saying, hey, process is the new result. And there's so much you can gain while in the process and not just at the end result. So process is the new result. This book would definitely create a mind shift in your whole paradigm, and you're going to start treasuring every process that you have to go through. You won't try to be like Nigerians who like to jump queue. You stand by that queue. You stand and you will make sure that you do what you need to do to get to the end. So process is the new result. Process is the new result. All right, so those are the books I have to announce. The books are all on promo. Like I said earlier, you could get all of these books at a discounted rate. But if you want to partake in these, the best way you can do it, and the only way you can do actually, is to write to us at dsasbooks dsasbooks@gmail.com. So write to us at dsasbooks@gmail.com, and we will get back to you to tell you. All right. So we also have some delegates here from different countries, from America, from Canada. We have delegates from a delegate from Ireland, South Africa, one from Nigeria, from the UK. So if you would like any one of them to get a book for you, or you would like them to bring any book, please, it would be good if you can write on the comment section, because we have or write to DSAS Books, yeah. So or you could write to dsasbooks@gmail.com, and then we could find a way to help you in that process. So I think at this point in time, we have Dr. Sunday, who is ready to teach us on the system of raising responsible men. Good evening, Dr. Sunday.
Bless you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so we need to move very quick today, and we need to move very quick. So we will, because we have to do 2 teachings. We are doing this topic, system of raising responsible men, and also we want to do another presentation on Nigeria, the economic presentation, how I plan to raise, or how I and the team and my team, and how we plan to raise the standard of living of Nigerians to the same standard of living of at least America, and even higher than America. Our plan is to make Nigerian standard of living, every Nigerian, to have a higher standard of living than any American citizen. Oh, no, not any, but average American citizen. So when we have a system in place, it's not, easy to believe this kind of affirmation, but let's go through the system. Let's have a look before you crucify me. And because I've written a book, how Nigeria economy can overtake American economy, and people just laugh at that book. They don't even buy it. But the ones who have bought it and read it, they said it's one of the best things that has happened to them. But this one, after this teaching, this one we are going to broadcast on men, but the one we are going to do about the economy, since we have decided that we shouldn't broadcast, we have to shut down the broadcast, and then we will show the people who bought their ticket to be here, because they deserve it. So, yeah. Okay, so the topic today is system of raising responsible men. We have centers that we call fatherhood centers, because we have discovered that in a lot of societies, and in our society also, unfortunately, men are not very responsible. And it's sad. I didn't even know that Africans are like that too. It's sad for me to now discover. I started relating with some of the people who come for HMT here, and I'm hearing sad stories about African men as well, who are lazy, who are not responsible, who are not taking care of their spouses, and who are asking their wives to be bringing 50%, and they justify it because we are living in the West. So, but we have those kind of men here as well, and so we decided to attack that problem head on and resolve the problem of men once and for all. So our goal is to restore manhood and, raise up responsible men that will be examples of bravery, of responsibility, of support, faithfulness, friendship, covering, love. Just men that will also be able to provide and will create a little heaven for their wives on earth. So this system might be interesting to you because it's something you could all take, just like yesterday's system of how we take people from the street to make them national leaders. This one also is how men are taken from any state they are. Some of them are drinking, some of them not, some of them just don't want to work. Some of them are sitting on the neck of their wives. Some of them are sitting on the necks of their mothers. Some of them could be 30 years, 20 years, they're still living in their father's house, 40 years old. They are not responsible. They have children, they are not paying for their school fees. They have wives, they are telling the wives, to survive by themselves or not supporting them enough. So a lot of problems with men. And since I now discovered that it's not just a problem of Ukraine, I decided to share this system we have developed with you. So let's see the system. Are you ready to read, sir?
I am, sir.
Let's go.
Vision. Every man has to become responsible, influential, authoritative.
You remember when you are building systems, you start with vision, goal, target. So the task, our task and vision here is to make every man become responsible, but it's not enough for you just to be responsible for your own family. It's not enough. A lot of men brag themselves at the fact that, well, I provide for my family. I bring bread to the table. That is egocentric life. That is such a low life. It's the minimum. Even animals do that. So you don't use that to brag on me. Don't use the fact that you bring bread to the table. Lions bring bread to the table. Dogs bring down to the table. Cats bring bread to the table. So don't use that to tell me that you are somebody. You are not doing anything special. At least you are just on the same. You are just leveling to the animal level. So our goal will never be just for you to be able to bring food to the table. So besides bringing food to the table, we teach them how to become capable of bringing food to the table. But beyond that, what is even more important is that you don't live egocentric life. You don't live just for you and your family. You don't live just for you, your wife, and your son, and your daughter. You must live an influential life. A man is not really respectable in the society until he's influential. And a man does not even respect himself until he's influential. The authority of the man, the influence of the man, the respect, the dignity of the man is the fact that he's not just going to work and coming back, but that there are some people that will listen to his word or to his words and take them serious. That is influence. That's what men like. That's why the greatest demand or the greatest need of a man is for honor, respect, that they will be respected and honored. That's why when they teach you about family, they always tell you, you don't really need to love the man as such. You need to respect him. That it needs to be respected. The greatest need for him is that he is influential. That's why when a man is influential outside of the house and of the home and is not respected at home, it goes crazy. So, because his greatest need is to be respected. So if a man is just living to make bread and butter and bring food to the table and for his family, it's not respected. Because that woman will not respect you too. Because the woman is seeing other men everywhere that are influential, that are being respected. And you are just like a domestic dog. The only thing you can do is at home, to be a hero at home. So apart from your home, you must be a little bit more influential. You must do something for the community. You must do something for the society. That's what I teach. You don't want to see me teach men, no. Well, anyway, you have a taste here today. So that's what I teach. I've written 10 books about men, and I don't have any single one of them in English yet. So we'll have to publish one by May next month, at least to begin to work on the men, because I didn't know that the English-speaking men also are troublesome like that. Yeah, we are going to get onto them. You wait. So a man is not just supposed to be a breadwinner. That's what everybody is bragging themselves. I'm a breadwinner. No, forget. What do you do for other people? A man must live for something greater than himself. A man must live for something more than himself. A man must be a man of influence. You must influence your community for good. You must influence your environment for good. You must influence the life of even your relative. Give scholarship to somebody, or support your family, support your relatives, support your wife's families and relatives. Those are the things that bring you influence. Be a shoulder that people can cry on. Not just for your wife, but for anybody that needs help. Be a support system. Just like in my church before, people will be coming to church, they will be coming out of bus because they take public transport. So they will give a hand to their wives. So, we've taught them that one. We told their wife, they will give a hand to her to come out of the bus, and then they will just take her by the hand and go. Then I was driving to church one day, I noticed that. I said, what? Then you are not a man yet. Because they thought they have done a big deal now, that they are giving a hand to the woman. So I said, but you see other women that are dropping, just because they don't have a husband, or their husband are not there, they don't deserve to be helped? Tell me something. What a man are you? Give a hand to your wife, help her, let her be waiting for you while you give a hand to other women too. Don't pretend they are not there. Be a real man. A man must be a foundation. You must become the foundation, like the building foundation of, like foundation of the house. You must bring stability to everyone around you. You must bring succor, comfort to anybody weeping. So how can you be a man and you see somebody that is weeping, that is heartbroken, and you say, well, she's not my wife. She's not my wife. I'm afraid that they will misunderstand. Then you are not a man. You are still egocentric, or you are afraid. You are afraid? Are you a man? Let God see your heart, that you just need to be there for the needy. So because that woman is a widow now, she doesn't deserve to be given a hand? Or because that other woman never married, she doesn't deserve to be cared for? No, you need to listen. You need to read my books on men. Anyway, so we have a center like this, where we teach men to first of all be responsible to their family, then to be responsible for the society they live in, to be responsible for their own lives, and to be responsible for their, there are three things you have to be responsible for. You have to show responsibility for your own life. Take responsibility for your life. Take responsibility for the life of your immediate family and relatives and our family members as well. And then you have to show responsibility for the society you live in. You have to do something for the society, something that you don't gain anything from. But that's what Jesus says that counts. You don't help only people that could say thank you to you. You don't invite only people that will invite you back. No. For you to really be a man, you must be able to do things for people, not because you want to gain something from them, and not because somebody will be able to say thank you to you, but because you are a man of dignity. You are a man of honor. You do it because it's the right thing to do. The other day I was giving consultation to, even the other day I was listening to Mrs. Kamalafe and other people say, oh, I called by accident, and he called me back. Well, why? Another person was spending, he said, oh, it's 1 hour you have spent with me. Why? You don't know me? You see, people think they have to deserve something. They have to have done something, or I have to have something to gain before I could be good to them. So if you are now good to them, why? You see, people don't get it. And that's why I have a conflict sometimes. Because I'm doing things not because of you, but because of who I am. Because of what I know. I have to show responsibility. You say, oh, why? Maybe you want something from me. That's your choice. That's what you think. But I have to be who I know. I know better who I know I must be. So you teach men to be responsible, but it's not enough to be responsible. They must be influential too. And being influential means that you must do something for people that you don't stand anything to gain anything, and people who don't deserve to even gain anything from you. Then thirdly, you must be authoritative. You must be a man of authority, not authoritative. That's it. A man of authority, which means you must have something for which you are respected. You must have done something that people will say, yeah, they recognize your authority or your influence, your fruit. So those are the purposes of the three main purposes for which we do this men center. But we take them and keep them there for 2 years until they graduate and become real men. Sometimes up to 5 years, depends on how bad they are. So keep on reading.
Okay.
Start from the beginning.
All right. Vision. Every man has to become responsible, influential, and a man of authority. Through influence of such men, we can restore the man's status in the society. With such kind of men,
we could restore a man's status back to the original. What they are made by beginning is to the original purpose of God. God's original purpose for man is for man to be the pillar, and it's for man to be the source. You remember, man and woman were created at the same time in one entity, but the first person that manifested was the man, and it was out of the rib of the man that the woman was taken. What does that mean? The man is the source, the provider, the progenitor. So for me now to be a husband that married a woman and be saying, well, it's 50-50, I am not being a source. I'm not being the foundation. She is coming from me. She was taken from me. I am a support system. I'm a pillar. So when I tell her now, you have to go 50-50 between me, I am relinquishing my authority, my place. I am telling her I'm not worth of her. I don't deserve her. But a man must stand first, then the woman could be taken from him, because he's strong enough. He's standing. That is the original place, the original status of a man. You are a support system for her. Why from the rib? Because it's equal. That doesn't mean that you are better than her. It's equality, but it's also support. You can hug her. You can be a support for her. So the original intention of a man, why was he was the first one to have manifested out of the man that God? Because he's supposed to be the foundation, the base for her, for the family, the foundation of the society, the stability, the source, the progenitor, the beginning. So we teach men to be strong like that. Just like this house that you see. Do you see the foundation? No. But it holds everything together. It's not because of what you want to show yourself to be something. It's just because of who you are. That's who a man's supposed to be. All that doctrine that they are teaching in church, a wise woman, what do they say? A wise woman will build a home or build a home. How is it?
A wise woman builds a home.
A house woman builds. A wise woman builds a home. That is what they are teaching. Those charismatic people are teaching. They are going to Proverbs to teach from the Old Testament proverb. I thought we should go back to the beginning. Because that proverb they're thinking, I'm going back to the beginning before sin came in. Before sin came in, before Satan came in. Who was the man supposed to be? I mean, the woman and the man supposed to be? No. Where did you see that one before the sin came?
The image of God.
You know, it was the foundation. It was the source. It was the support system. It was the progenitor. It was the provider. Not just the provider like that, but he was this pillar. The source. It was the source from where the woman came. So when you are now saying a wise woman builds a home, and the way they translate that, what that place is talking about is not that she has the responsibility to build. No, that's not what that scripture is talking about. But they are taking that word out of context and saying she has to build. Are you kidding me? And what you said, who is the head then? Then if she is going to be the one to build, then let's make her the head. Let's make her the head. If she is not the head, why are you saying she is the one to build a house? What will the man be doing? Lying in bed with newspaper? Or watching television, football? Anyway, don't let me go and be doing men's teaching right here. Anyway, we teach our men these things. And if you want to know my teaching about men, go to my family series. They are all there in English language. Even though the books are not out yet, but the teachings are all there. You have to be a support system, a pillar. She has to hang on to you with her feet on the back if necessary, and you are holding her strong. So that's the foundation. We are returning to the foundation, to the beginning. How God intended it to be. Even in the New Testament, even though we are equal, but being the head of the family in the New Testament means to be the slave. Because the Bible says who wants to be the first should be the last. Who wants to be the head should be the slave. So now for you to be saying, I'm the head, so I tell you, who did I tell? Didn't I tell you? You have to listen to everything I say. You are not being slave. You are being a dictator and a tyrant. So you don't tell her, command and say, because I'm the head, now you have to do anything I say. That's not your position. Your position as the head means you are the one who serves most. You are the slave. You are the servant of the home. Because he who wants to be the first must be the last. Who wants to be greatest must be the least. Who wants to be first must be last. That is what it's all about, being the head. You take responsibility. It's about responsibility. And it's annoying when men don't know these things. And they have not been taught. And another tragedy is that men don't even want to be taught because they think they know everything already. Pride. Arrogance. That's why we challenge everybody that's watching right now, either men or women, go look for that family series. Everything is there, both for the women, for men, and for children. Please.
Okay. Through influence of such men, we can restore the man's status in the society as it was in the beginning. With such kind of men, we will receive and spread fatherhood.
We will revive.
Oh, sorry. With such kind of men, we will revive and spread fatherhood.
Fatherhood is so important that it's one of the things that Jesus brought. Before Jesus came in Malachi, the last chapter, it talks about Elijah coming to turn the heart of the father to the sons and the heart of the sons to the father. It's about fatherhood. When Jesus was here on the earth, he was showing us the example and the supremacy and the preeminence of the place of father. I am and Father are one. Father, you hear me. Our Father who art in heaven. It's all about fatherhood. That's what men are supposed to be. Fathers are symbols of security, defense, identity, stability. That's why marriage is even instituted in the first place. If you are not going to have stability, you are not going to have identity, you are not going to have security, no need for marriage. Forget it. Well, none of you women should go and give yourself to any man if you are not going to be secured and guaranteed these things. You must be guaranteed identity. It must give you identity. The fact that you are married to me should give you identity for you to walk tall. It should give you security for you to know you are safe. Nothing is ever threatening to you. Then it's supposed to give you provision. And stability. If marriage is not giving you that, you are not in a marriage. You have entered into an abusive relationship where you decided to sell yourself onto abuses. It is when a man gives this to a woman, then the woman will be willing to listen and to be obedient to him. But if you are a man is you are not supposed to give this only in the home. For example, if I have these things, if I can offer people or my wife stability, covering, identity, protection, I will not just be offering my wife. So if I have it, I have it. If I have it, I cannot just say, okay, I'm at home, so I can give you stability, support, but the only person I can give stability, support to is just to my wife. Then, so what do I give to others? Then it means I'm not real. But if you are a real man, you will be stability to everybody around you, even to your mother who born you. You will be protection to her. You will be provision to her. You will give her identity. Your sisters, senior sisters, junior sisters, sisters around you from the church, sisters from the community, women, you serve them because you are a man. That's what it means. That's the meaning of your word. It doesn't mean, I'm not talking of a husband, I'm talking of man. Just being a man means these things. Either you are married in a marriage relationship or just being a man. So we raise strong brotherhood relations in the church. But every man, the reason he's a man, it's not just because he has something among his legs that is jangling there, but it's because that's not what makes you a man. Whatever you have between your legs and making, jumping up and down there, doesn't define you. So what makes a man? These things. Fatherhood. The ability to be a father to everyone around you. Not just to your children, because when we talk about father, we are always talking about biological something. No. We are talking about fatherhood. That this very same status that God has. That is what you are supposed to be carrying as a man. That should be your most important identity as a man. Not a husband, not a biological father of somebody, but just being that symbol of stability, protection, identity, and provision. So these are the vision. These are the things. These are just vision alone. These are the things we teach. These are the agenda that we have for all these people. Okay, so let's now go to the system. That was just the vision. Now to see the system.
Success stages.
This time we are not using pyramid style. We are using stages like ladder.
Success stages. First stage, orientation. Second stage, spiritual growth. Third stage, personal
orientation
growth.
Is just what I did for you now. In the last 30 minutes. That is orientation. But of course, when people come to the center, because we take them from their wives, from their home, because the wives don't want, the wives are tired. They just collect him. So we take them from their mothers, from their... So for a whole week, we are doing orientation for them. We are trying to make him wake up and let him know that what I didn't make, in the society, what makes you to call a man is just because does he have penis or he has a woman organ. That is just the organ that makes people to say it's a man or it's a woman. That is an insult. It's just like saying it's a male dog or it's a... What should be identifying man should be more serious than that. Because that's just biology. So there must be other criteria that identify a man. So in the orientation, we let him know what is supposed to be the identity of a man. What gives a man the identity. Not the thing that is between your legs. Because if that is the case, then you are not better than the animals. So let's tell you now the things that are supposed to define you. That's orientation. We wake them up. Because some of them never had it before. That there is something that's supposed to define them as a man. You mean it? I thought I can play soccer, football with my friends. And I go to the men's toilet and washroom. Because in the society now, you do the same thing with the women, So they don't see the difference. Is there any difference? You mean it? They are shocked. So orientation is to give them awareness. Okay, next one.
Okay. Next stage, spiritual growth.
Then we begin to, bring them salvation. They have to be born again. We tell them about redemption, what Jesus came for, Jesus as a man, God the Father as a man. And then every day we have some lessons in spiritual growth.
Third stage, personal growth.
Apart from spiritually going, that's what the church in Nigeria has failed to do, and where they have failed us. Because they only tell you about spiritual thing, Bible, from morning to night. As if the Bible you go eat. As if Bible is going to give you profession. As if Bible is going to make you to be skillful. As if Bible is going to make you to be sociable, all those things. So apart from spiritual growth, every day we also have classes for them for their own personal growth. They must grow as a human being. They must grow in value systems. They must grow in quality. They must grow in men's quality. They must grow as an individual. They must grow in self-education. We must open their mind wide, apart from just reading the Bible. Next one, please.
Fourth stage, professional growth specialist.
Then that one is profession now. That's when we give them job, because they don't know how to work. So we begin to teach them about importance of work, the blessing of labor. I have a book there that is called Work is More Important Than, Work is Better Than Vacation, and Labor is Better Than Favor. So we teach them about those things, the importance of work, the blessings of work. They begin, in fact, we have another book that says, urgently become a workaholic. So we drive it to them every day, and until they fall in love with work. They fall in love with work so much that they become a millionaire in 2 years. That's what it means to preparing, using system to prepare men. Okay, let's go.
Fifth stage, leadership growth supervisor.
So the next level is that by that time, a man must learn to be a leader. If you are a man and you are not a leader, who are you? A jelly? Is it jelly you call it? The small thing you eat. Huh? Jello? Jello? Are you a jelly? Is the same. Okay. Jello. Well, I don't want you to be a jello if you are a man. You shouldn't be a jello. That's what.
Sixth stage, manager, administrator.
Apart from being a leader, you must go beyond to be able to manage other people. Don't just lead people, but also manage other leaders. So we teach them to be managers and administrators in business, be a manager and administrator in the center. We give them experience so that they will be able to show their managerial skills and as administrator and yes.
Seventh and final stage, fatherhood center leader.
Yeah, so at the last stage, they become the leader of such a home for 200 men or say 500 men and things like that.
Okay. System of the fatherhood center.
Start with one.
Number 1, orientation. Number 2, laying the foundation. Number 3, taking responsibility. Number 4, stage of influence. And number 5, stage of authority.
Yeah, so of course, you know the orientation. We lay the foundation for them who a man is and what we expect from them. Taking responsibility, that is what a man's supposed to do. Take responsibility for any problem anywhere. The next one is influence. We help them to gain influence in different areas of life. Then, of course, to become people of authority as well.
System of daily growth.
So every day they must grow. They must record. You know the way we have the daily planner. Yes, that is the way it will work. That daily planner is a system of growth, daily growth system for you. So if you don't have it, at least just to look at it, it will blow your mind. What is there? The system that is there. That's why I introduce it here, because it's about system. So here they have system of growth. They have 3 growth they must record in their own, what do you call it, diary, or is it diary you call it? Yeah, in their own workbook, in their workbook, in their diary every day. They must record 3 distinctive growth that they have experienced that day. It has to be in the area of spiritual growth, personal growth, and professional growth.
System of a day.
Tarib, it's like you are taking this thing serious, oh. You think it's for you?
He's preparing.
Huh? He has the burden from, okay. Because he's not even sitting down. The thing cash out very well. He cash out well. He's standing and really taking it in seriously. This thing about to. Okay, system of the day. So what do they do in a day? Go ahead.
Okay. Prayer, Bible reading, walk.
So they wake up in the morning, their day starts with prayer. After that, they have 1 to 2 hours for Bible reading and studying. Then they must go and work. In this center, they have to go. We lead them. We go and get a job for them. While we are teaching them skills, they are working as well.
Okay. Walk, professional growth, discipleship, and self-education.
Yeah, before they sleep, it has to be self-education. Daily routine, I don't know. You have to just take photograph of this one. So this is the calendar. I mean, what do you call it? Is it
Calendar.
Is it calendar? The daily calendar. The day, everything they do every day. Daily schedule, yeah. Daily schedule, their daily schedule. You want to move, okay, you have your Zoom, you can move it closer. It will take a long time to read it. This is just what we do at particular time. What particular time? What do we do? So we get, of course, you know that we get homes. These are dormitories, like you saw that in that other home, or houses, hostels, where there is order, like in hostels or dormitories. C'è sopra la storia del problema. Can we read this one? No way. You have to take the photograph too. So this is the stages of, the program they go through. So So the first stage, you see there are 3 stages. Stage 1 is for 3 months. So that to the right, to the, what is it to the? Yeah, to the far right is stage 1 and it lasts for 3 months. These are the work we do for them for 3 months. Stage 2 is another stage that lasts for 2 months. That is the first 3 stage. Oh, sorry, that first, something is for the first 3 months. Then the middle one is the 4th and 5th month. Lasts for 2 months, that stage. Those are the things we do in the night. Then the 3rd one also is from the 4th to the 5th month and above. So, but this could last for anything between 6 months to a year or a year and a half. Have you taken the photograph if you need it? Okay.
Orientation, 2 to 5 days. Introduction to the system of FC.
Yeah,
Vision.
the Fatherhood Center.
Oh, introduction to the system of the Fatherhood Center. Vision, stages of success, rules. Number 2, filling application form. Number 3, interview with the leader. And number 4, repentance, baptism.
So that is between 2 to 5 days, a week, that we take them through orientation. And these are the things we do for orientation. Just like, you remember, similar to what the system of yesterday. So, you see it's all there. So we make sure that they fill the form, we register them, because so that nobody will say we are holding them down against their will. Then we introduce them to the stages and everything they need to do. Then they talk to the leader of the house. They interview them, what are their problems, to be able to do psychological analysis of who they are and what are the things to work with, what are their weaknesses. Then, of course, we teach them about redemption, what Christ has done, then salvation, and okay.
Laying down the foundation, up to 6 months.
So after that, the next stage is 6 months work with them.
Okay. Number 1, spiritual ground.
Spiritual foundation, right.
Okay, spiritual foundation. Special relations with God.
You see, personal relationship with God is number 1 priority. We teach these people as well to make God their number 1 goal and their priority, and to fall in love with God and to have personal relationship with God. Number 2, we teach them about personal growth. We teach them that they need to grow not just with God, in relationship with God spiritually, that they need to grow by reading books, they need to grow by going to school, they need to finish their education, they need to get a degree, they need to be, they need to know what's going on in politics, they need to understand the world before they could subdue the world. Number 3, we teach them about character, the importance of character, why they have to be strong, why diligence is more important, why love is important, why humility is important, why meekness is important, why gentleness is valuable, all kind of value, character trait that they need to develop to become a foundation for their family, for themselves, for the society at large. Then we go ahead and begin to, the next stage, so about 4th stage, is we begin to train them. So we begin to, these are trainings, because we tell them that the root of the society is lack of manhood, it's lack of men, lack of men that take responsibility for the problems of society. So they go through training of skills, getting a job, learning to do things. While they are learning to do something practically with their hands, they also go and get degrees. Then next one after that is we teach them to have solitude, to have personal relationship with God, and to be practicing solitude every month. And then also to attend HMT and to do HMTs. We also teach them, finally, number 6, we teach them about taking responsibility. That is the value of obedience, faithfulness, humility, responsibility. Just being a leader themselves and showing example and becoming a leader to others. So the next 6 to 12 months, from 6 to 12 months, that is when they will really get a profession. They need to get a profession. By this time, they are working. We are teaching them skills, but now they are working. They are supposed to become professional in something, good in something. Secondly, they are supposed to begin to do active civil society. Active civil stand, active civil position. They are supposed to be fighting for something in the society. You must identify a just cause that you are fighting for. So you are not just making money. So the first stage there makes them to make money. But making money for yourself is not enough. If you make money just for yourself, it's egocentric life. That's what has brought the whole world to where we are today. People making money for themselves. But apart from making money for yourself, we have taught you, we have given you a profession. But now, that's your money, you must use it to bring about justice, the kingdom of God in the society. So you must have an active civil position. That's number 2. Number 3, you are also getting ready to be trained as a minister. So no matter who you are going to be, a judge or a lawyer or an engineer, you know you are a minister wherever you are. So every man is a minister. You are ministering love, you are ministering care, you are ministering kindness, you are ministering responsibility to everybody. So we teach them about the value of ministry, that life is about stewardship. After I finish my redemption series, I'm going to do another one on stewardship. That life is about service. Life is not about living for yourself. Life is about serving others. So that's what ministry there is. Then apart from that, at this stage, before they are 12 months in the center, they must have made enough money to buy a car. So they buy a car in 1 year. And that is what they have never, it's important for them to do that. And to do that at a record rate. This is not on credit. This car must be bought by cash. Not by, so that they know, they value themselves. By the time they buy a car cash in 6 months, in 12 months, and they couldn't even do that in 20, 30 years of their life before, they begin to know that this thing works. and it gives respect to them as well, because we help them to manage their money and give them financial policies and things like that. So apart from buying a car, the next level they go to is to take responsibility. So by 1 year, after 1 year, you have to become the leader of either your business or your construction project or a team or ministry, anywhere you feel is your area of calling, you have to become a leader there. So that is what it is to be mentored as a man. You really become a man. By that 1 year, by the time their wives are coming, they are surprised, they are weeping, they are crying. And their mothers also are crying, weeping, and say, what did you do to him? What happened? Okay, so from 12 to 20 months, by then, you are being trained to become a team leader. And a team leader is you are going to be responsible for a minimum of 12 men, between 10 to 12 men, or sometimes up to 20 men. That's when you are a team leader. It's the same thing. You have 2 assistants as well, just like yesterday we told you. Then apart from that, by the time you are a leader, successful leader like that, you can join the council. You become the council, a member of the council of the sorts for the men, Fatherhood Center. Then, please, you can read. Then, what are the other functions you do?
Okay. Point number 1, spreading the influence via NGO.
So you have to begin to have influence over the society. You become a national figure. That maybe you start your own NGO or you start your own business, something that gives you a platform. By this time, you have a platform through which you bring influence of the kingdom of God, through the good work you do, through ministering to people, through taking care of widows, through taking care of orphans, through teaching other men, through leading projects, conferences, and doing events, and beautiful life for them from here. Okay.
Spreading the influence via NGO. Is that Motherhood Center?
Yeah.
Okay, Motherhood Center, Fatherhood Centers, and other kinds of social activity. Point number 2, active participation in attraction of people.
Influence over people, to make people follow you. You become an influencer. You have disciples that follow you. As a man, that is important for men.
Point number 3, training, coaching.
So at this stage, we are training you to now begin to do training like I'm doing now, or history makers or other coaching. You coach people, you have other men that you are coaching, that you are leading, you do conferences in the city. Beautiful life. These are from men who couldn't do anything, who their mother and their wives have to spoon feed. Okay?
Point number 4, buying the land under construction of a
So
personal house.
between the first year and second year, you must build a house. You must have made enough money to have a house for your family. So by the time we release you from the center, you have a car and you have a house that you have built, even if you don't have a wife or you don't have a girlfriend. Build that house in the name of the girlfriend you are still going to meet in the future. So by the time you meet the girlfriend, you let her know, or the fiancé, that you already have built a house for her even before you met her. That is what it means to be ready. Women are shouting, they are giving a shout out. They are giving a shout out here. because you've got to prove to her that you are the one taking responsibility for her. You will not convene her to marrying you and then throw her into the sea and say, well, you go and take care of yourself. You go and get money from your father, or go and survive, or go and make money. No, you have to prove. You have to prove to her, even before she agrees. And what we tell people to do is, prove it to her, that that is her house. And most of the men, when they after they do the engagement, they put the house in the name of the girl. And we have cases when the girls change their mind. No, he didn't take the house back. He said, yeah, because I've given you, and I will not change my mind. Yeah. That's because they have been taught to be men. because they have been taught to be men of responsibility and example.
How sweet.
You don't get it.
Break
Oh, it's just like, yeah, it could break their heart. It's not. It doesn't happen often. Maybe we have just one or two of those instances. It doesn't happen often. But the example we try to give is that, for example, in our church here, when this is what we teach them in the men's. This is not for ordinary people. These are people who have been trained by men, my Fatherhood Center. So, for example, when you divorce as well, we don't do all those dragging and all that. We say you must leave everything for the woman. Maybe your car, but the house, apartment, car, you must leave most, because she's going to take care of the children. She's going to take care of the. I mean, will you be dividing? Your children are going to be there with her, and you want to be dividing something, taking something from her? You are not a man, unless you have not gone through our training. If you have gone through our training, you leave everything for her. You say, huh? You know, he goes and he's a man. He takes responsibility. He made it. If you have been able to do it one time, you are a man. You will do it second time, third time, fourth time. But you have good relationship that way. So the woman respects you, if despite everything. You have good relationship with your children. You are not. You have shown example of dignity, the dignity of a man. You've kept the respect of your children. You've kept the respect of the woman, even though maybe you didn't agree to live together for some reason. But the respect is still there, that you are a man. Even the respect of the society, because you are not just living for yourself. You see, it is egocentrism that drives you to just want to be right and take something. But then you lose the respect of everything. You are a loser at the end of the day, because the whole society will lose respect for you. You know, your family will lose respect for you. Your children will lose respect for you. The relative will lose respect for you. You don't win by just wanting to win for yourself. Why don't you be a man? Jesus gave his life for us. He didn't even do anything wrong. And he came to become like us. So talk less of a woman that you told that you love, that you enticed to marry you, who gave up everything to follow you. Now something didn't work out, and you want to strip her of everything. Who are you? Even animals will not do that. So just, okay, we disagree, but as a man, I'm giving you this, and this. Okay, for example, I have one disciple like this, that he couldn't do that. He couldn't work out and give everything. But he gave 75%. But the lady said no, because, but we have one son. You don't deserve to have that 25%. If I want to take everything. So this lady said, well, let's go to court. She went to court, but when they went to court, she ended up getting 50-50.
Good.
And she lost the kingdom principle would have given her better. But she wanted to go by the law, but Christians is superior. Christians is superior today. So it's a good thing to be trained by Fatherhood Center. Or even by my teachings on family series on YouTube. If you go to listen to my teachings on family series, you will see all these things there. I've mentioned all of them. I don't say it's compulsory. It's just for you. Either you want to be Christlike, because the Bible says Jesus is like husband too. Is the standard. So just like Jesus will give his life for the bride, that's how men should be doing to women. And he washed the woman he took responsibility with the word, with the water of the word. He takes care. So that if the model is Jesus as the husband, and we are supposed to copy him, then none of us has matched what Jesus has done. None of us is close yet. But why should you be surprised about, even in this country, even unbelievers do that. They leave everything. I think everywhere people do that. They leave everything for the wife, no?
No, not everything.
You are living in capitalistic society. Not in North America, eh?
And not in Nigeria as well.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, the woman leaves the house, not the man. No, not in Nigeria. Am I right?
Yes. woman out.
The
They are
woman
not there.
goes out with the children.
No, the children will stay with the man. And you marry another wife.
Sometimes you go with your
As a
children.
As a
In
woman.
the younger culture, yeah.
Only if you are lucky.
In the Yoruba culture, I mean,
We need to bring kingdom culture.
yeah, I mean,
We need to bring kingdom culture to Nigeria.
Kingdom culture, yes. Yes. I'm telling you, a lot of men are driven out after marriage with the children, and the man will marry another wife and then live in that house, and the woman will be languishing about with the children.
We have to fight against that.
children.
Any one of you women who wants to go with me to Nigeria, we've got to pass that law. A woman should not be victimized after marriage or after divorce. No. We've got to fight. Even we're going to write it in the law. You are saying it's not possible. We are going to fight for it. We will make it happen. We will make it happen. You wait.
No, it's tough for women in Nigeria, I tell you. It's tough for women in Nigeria.
You see, it is Christian influence that made Western countries to even do all those rules to defend the woman. You know, don't beat them. You know, you have to divide 50-50. It is because they are the weaker vessel. It is the Christian spirit that does that. But when you are a real Christian, you will not do that. Me, by the grace of God, my own plan is to give my wife $1 million for every year she has lived with me. Yeah. That's my own plan. By the time I get back to when I live here, when I start a new life, because I could die in Nigeria. So before then, yeah, that is my plan. That's my plan. So I'm going to do that because she's giving her life. She's sacrificing her life by living with me, and living with me is a risk. And we have lived 25 years now. You can't. How much I owe, and I'm going to do it. You wait. I'm going to do it. That's how I understand being a man. Anyway, I don't know where we are. So, being a man of authority.
Okay. Authority. 20 to 28 months. Fatherhood center leader and missionary.
That is who you become. At this time, you must become a leader of the Fatherhood center or even be a missionary sent out to somewhere else. Yep.
Complete responsibility over new center.
So you take complete responsibility over a new center.
Manage over one of the business lines.
Yeah, you have a whole business line that you have created. Okay.
Member of Pastor Sunday's home group.
Home group is like my mentorship. It qualifies to be mentored directly by me.
Personal house or apartments.
So he already has his own personal house or apartment at this point. That is after 20 months. Between 20 to 28 months. That's how you make men. You produce them like machine. You know, like assemble plants. Just produce. I think we should do this in Africa.
Yes.
For men.
Yeah. Yes. And to think that everything that...
But only the women are shouting, yes, yes.
I was going to say that to think that churches in Nigeria want to produce what systems produced by prayer. That's...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the one...
Brother Joshua just made the point, that all these things that I'm talking about, it is by prayer people produce them in Nigeria. What you're supposed to produce by system, you are praying. You think that God will provide you a car or give you a house or give you a wife or give you a husband? No system in place.
And you have a lot of...
They will just be saying, come to prayer meeting,
Yes.
come to night vigil.
Yeah.
No system.
No.
Okay, so by the end of the day, every man in our church, we have become their calling. Either their calling is businessman, politician, pastor, whatever the calling is, that is the goal. So, and that what they are spreading is the authority of the kingdom, the influence and responsibility.
Okay. Business lines.
These are the business lines that they have right now in the fatherhood center. Business, lines like lanes. Okay.
Sanitary engineering, repair and construction work, electric installation work.
This is ongoing now. These are the businesses they have created themselves. Different men.
Welding, advertising, real
You will
estate
go and
agency.
see one tomorrow, construction. But not for the men. These are from graduates of rehabilitation center.
Real estate agency, sanitary facility stores, construction equipment leasing company, furniture, woodworking shop, building projects, roofing, and perspective.
Yeah, different ones in the perspective.
Okay. Duplication.
So after that, you have to duplicate. The whole idea is spreading, be fruitful, multiply, and have dominion. That's what men are supposed to be doing. Yeah.
Okay. So first stage, come and see. The next stage, create the systems of ads.
Yeah.
Then you create the system of education. Then you create the system of professional growth and put people into system.
Yeah, that's the way just for you to duplicate everything they have done. First of all, come and see the result I've achieved. By going through this center in 2 years, come and see what I've achieved. Then advertise for them to follow you, disciple them. And then you disciple, train other people, and then you teach them how to also become professional people, to take responsibility. And then you put them into the system that you started from. This is how to recruit people.
Okay. Come and see how people live, people pray, people work, and people study. Create the system of advertising. Advertise in church. Find people in social networks. Personal recommendation.
So we have to look for irresponsible men. Nobody just comes to you, and men will not come. They will say they are okay. So we have to use different strategies to get them to even get their attention or get them to come.
Then work with prisons, shelters, and orphanages. Arrange trainings, seminars, retreats.
Yeah.
Create the system of professional growth. Teach people what you can do.
What you have been taught, begin to teach others.
Give them responsibility. Bring up masters. Bring up leaders. Then let them release you.
Yeah, they release you of work. You don't do those things anymore. They are the ones, that is delegation of authority.
Put people into the system. Use schedule. Follow program. Check quality. Multiply.
That's how we multiply the same system again. It's a cycle. So what do you people have to say about okay, question. We could take microphone.
Yes, thank you, sir, for this great piece. I guess most of the problems we have as men is because, like you said, we've not been taught.
We've not been taught, yeah. Nobody, who could have shown you this anywhere? Almost nowhere.
It even looks foreign, most of what you are eating. But sir, I want to ask, after going through such a training, and with such exceptional attitude coming from the man, up to the extent of building a house in the name of a woman that you have not even met.
Yeah.
What are the things that will still lead to divorce, that will now make the man give up those things? I'm not even actually
very rare cases, but in most of the cases, it's because the man now thinks things that lead to divorce. The one case that I know, the man now thinks, because I've done all this for you, you should value it more than you are valuing it. She says, I value it. He said, no, you are not valuing it enough. those kind of things. You want her to be much more, yes. And she will say, but I am, something like that. That is one case.
Okay, so in such
The other case where that led to divorce, and in the two cases, the guy left everything. So another one took something but left the house. So, but the other case is that the man too, because the lady gave birth and put on a lot of weight, and this guy, for some reasons, even though we have taught them that in our church, you don't tell a woman that go and work out, go and do exercise. It's a principle. You don't do that because you must respect her dignity. Even though talk it out in a different way, but don't. So anyway, this lady put on weight, and he started making her to go and jog, to go and run. And you have been trained under us. And it's a blow to any woman to say, okay, go and be jumping. You married me or you married my body. We have taught you these things. Anyway, that is another thing that led to.
So from what you are saying, it actually appears that the fault is always the man's.
In the two cases that led to divorce, yes. But the fault is not always man's. In the two cases that led to divorce in our own church, yes. But what could be the fault of the woman? There are a lot of women, maybe I didn't have a case like that, but I could come up with things that could be a fault of women. What women could do wrong. Sometimes, first of all, you have to all know this, that for any woman to be ready or willing to walk away from marriage is not normal. Just for men don't believe this, but it's true, believe me. No matter how bad a woman is, she doesn't want to, even when she's a prostitute, she still doesn't want to walk away from her family. Believe me. I'm talking now, believe me now, just trust me. Not as a pastor or as Pastor Sunday that knows a lot, but I'm a professional. Because I have 25 years of doing this. So, a woman, normal human, you might have exceptions, but 99.9% of women will rather fight to keep their homes. Now, but when a woman is offended, which is not easy to offend, but when she's offended and you don't want to get her to the place where she has become disillusioned about that relationship, when she had given up, when she has lost hope, when a woman now becomes so offended that she has already given up on you, or she's no more, she doesn't have faith in you again, then she will do and undo. Then that is when she becomes the reason for divorce. But it hardly a desire initially. No woman would like to, be doing something that will make her family. So let's say, for example, you are living with a woman, and you see that she doesn't want to live with you again. It means you have done something. You might not know about it all. Maybe she didn't tell you, but that doesn't mean something has not happened. It is, women only respond, believe me. Women only, that's where God created them. They only respond to something that has happened. For example, a woman, why is it that it is men that propose to a lady? Because that is the way nature put it, the way God created it. You must propose to the lady, and the woman responds. Now, it's not that there are no exceptions, right? We know there are exceptions. But the woman receives. The same way, for a woman to even be pregnant, she receives the seed of the man. And when the seed of the man has been deposited in her system automatically responds by becoming pregnant. That is how life is. Women just respond. They don't initiate. So if you see a woman that say, I'm going to divorce, I'm not going to live with you again, believe me, something has happened. You might not know about it. Because women could be silent. You might not know that something has happened. But for her to say, I'm walking out of this marriage, A woman would rather die and not walk out of marriage. And a lot of them end up being killed and dying. Or they are even dying morally every day before they could walk out. You know, for a woman to now say, I'm walking out, she has died morally 1,000 times. Either through expectations that were not met, or incessant damages and wounds that are coming to her. But it is not easy because of the way they are created. Women are created in such a way that they get attached easily because their mind, their emotions, their body, everything is mashed into one. So when they go into a relationship, they go with their spirit. So when a woman goes to marry, she says she thinks in her mind, I've gotten my own. This is the person that God has meant for me. She's not. That is it. She's settling. That's why they use the word settling down. She has settled down with that person. But for men, that doesn't take place. For men, you have to intentionally say that, okay, I've married her, she's my wife, but man knows anything can happen. But women don't think like that. So women become so attached to the men most of the time. But in most of the cases, women don't want to walk away from their families. Only either they have been emotionally abused or psychologically abused or wounded, or maybe in rare cases, maybe they had been abused before you married them by another person or by their family or by their father or something that's gone out of the order. So, for example, you know that women do prostitution. All of us know that women do prostitution, right? But do you know that it's not their nature to do prostitution? They said it is the oldest profession, but it's not natural for a woman to be a prostitute. People think they just want to do it. No. Things must have gone so wrong, something must have pushed them to the extent of losing respect for themselves. They must have lost so much respect to the extent that they have given up being even. That's why 99.9% of prostitutes, they use either drugs or drink or alcohol. Why? They have to force themselves to switch off to do what they are doing. So prostitutes are not to be condemned, they are supposed to be pitied. If you will understand the nature of women, you will never point accusing finger at them. But most men, when I say this, they don't agree with me. They argue. But they don't, just because they don't know too. But that's what they know. But this is the truth I'm telling you. People think women are promiscuous. It's not true. They are not. It's not possible for them to be married and to want to be looking for. They can do it, but it's a series. They're only responding to something. And are women promiscuous before marriage? Yes, a lot. And the reason is because they are hoping that the man that is coming to use them will take them as a father, as their husband, as their man, or will be. But they don't know themselves. Even women themselves don't know that what she's looking for is a father. So our hope is that he will cover her as a father. But men doesn't think that I'm going to be a father to you. No, men is thinking I'm going to use you. But they don't. It doesn't say that. It says I love you. But she believes. She believes him. But what she is really looking for. So when that one has used him and has jilted him, used her and jilted her, she believes that the next one will be the right one, that will be the father that she expects. And then that one jilts her again. Then the other one, she believes that one will be. She's hoping. That's what makes us to think they are promiscuous, but really no. It's just that, some of them don't even know these rules. Anyway, what do people think about this? You are asking me a question. What about the center? I'm talking about the center. This thing I just presented to you, the presentation. Can we talk about the presentation? Yes, please.
Yes, I have this. Okay, this make really sense. Everything you say. So, but
It makes sense?
yes,
You see, she agrees.
yes.
Yeah.
But I have to ask you because this question come up in our mind in the home and with all these divorces in the church, and we know what Jesus says about to the divorce. But what is the answer to the or what should we say about the divorce?
About what? Teleworship?
Divorce. Divorcing.
Divorce. What is the answer to divorce?
No, because we know that in the church, everywhere they divorce. Everyone, 50%, more than 50% in our
Church.
home. Yes,
They
they
are divorced.
divorce. And what is the answer to that? Because we know what Jesus said about it, what the
No,
Bible
the answer
tells
to
us.
that is very simple.
Yeah.
The answer to that is for men to be taught before going into a relationship, and for the women to be taught before going into a relationship. Women are living in illusion most of the time. Women are not aware of truth. Women live in their own world of fantasy. So they have to be taught. And the men also have to be taught about what it means to live with a woman. How different a woman is from her. If anybody, the whole world, will go and really take serious the materials I put on family series, take it serious, and the women will take it serious, and the men will take it serious, that and prepare themselves qualitatively. The reason for divorce is because people are not adequately prepared. Of course, people who are prepared to could still have divorce. It's possible too, but it's less than people who are not prepared. Most of the time, is the epidemic of divorce is because people are not adequately prepared. In most churches, they just do consultation. They don't do school. In our own church here, before you marry, you don't just read books. So you have 250 questions you have to marry. The woman has to answer. The woman has to answer 250 questions, and the man has to answer 250 questions before you could be blessed in our church to marry. Apart from all the books you have to read, preparation is highest quality. I have a book for women that is already released. Am I ready to be a wife? I'm going to release in May another one. Am I ready to be a husband? After people have read that, am I ready to be a wife? In fact, they are saying it's their bestseller. Anybody who read it, they will say it's their best book they have ever read. The ones who have married, who have read it, they say, I wish I had read this before I married. And she's already a grandmother. So I'm sure the next one for the men, by the time we release it to, the women will be saying the same thing. What will you say about the teaching, about the system?
Okay, let me say.
You don't go comment about the system.
You know what, Dr. Sunday? All these things that you are teaching us, they are so blowing out our mind.
Mind-blowing.
Everything, they are mind-blowing. Everything that we are hearing is like, wow. Really, I so wish that I could have. Nevertheless,
Will you take the system to South Africa?
yes, I am. For sure, I'm taking this system to South Africa. About the program, there are men. You're talking about men that stay there for 6 months.
Yeah, in the center.
In the center. And my interest or my question is that how do you get these men? Are these men maybe that are not doing anything? Because I don't
No, they are doing something. You say the program, if you go through it, you see what they are doing. They begin to work after 2 months.
They begin to work when they are
while they're there.
in the program.
Yes.
I'm thinking about
We
when.
create work for them in the city. We become like a team. So we give them, we have professions, different professions. Like, is it, anything, any profession that we have experienced businesses, so you could come and present 10 businesses to them or 20 businesses, people from the church or from somewhere. So they go, it's by schedule, they go out at 10 or 8 o'clock in the morning and come back at 4 from work, but they have a leader. So they don't go one by one. It is a group thing.
Does that mean that before they got into the center, they were not doing anything?
No, when they go to that work, the people who will work are the leaders, but they will be training them at work, on work training.
Okay.
But they will choose the place they want, and then let's say they say tailoring. Okay, they will take you to tailoring, but you are not tailoring immediately, but they are teaching you. It's like apprenticeship, yes. But after 6 months, you are no more an apprentice. You are already doing the thing yourself. Then after 1 year, you're already a master yourself. It's an hands-on thing. It's not clear?
It's still strange to me because
Okay.
it's still strange to me. Even some apprenticeship in Nigeria, where I come from,
Yeah.
to learn tailoring,
Yeah.
it's like 3 years.
Well,
But normal people, now you're talking
that
of
is their system. It depends on the system they give you. You can learn it for 2 months.
really.
Yeah.
And then, hang on, where I'm still confused is someone from drug,
Yes. Background.
alcohol
Yeah.
use got life transformed within a year.
Pastor Igor.
Got his life transformed within a year
Yeah.
to now be able to buy land, build a house, own a car.
Because of the intensity. You see, you have been here now for 3 days or 4 days.
Yeah.
See how much you have gotten? So if you are here now for 2 months like this, then if you are here now for 6 months,
I got it now.
then if you are here for 1 year, you will overtake the ones who have been in church for 25 years. Even
I
what
got
you
it
get
now.
for these 4 days now, you are already overtaking all the GOs in Nigeria.
I got it now.
That's our system here. It's an intense system.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to say.
Did you see Dr. Olena today? Okay. Or Professor Olena. You see, she didn't go through any center, residence, because these are resident dormitory. The one she did is just coming for mentorship. Twice a week or once a week mentorship, apart from church something. That is, she still got this kind of result. What about the ones who are every day? We produce them like machine, like yes, ma'am.
Oh, thank you, Pastor, for that presentation, for that system. But I think by the time you introduce it to the guys who have really gone astray, it's too late. This, I think it should be started even in primary school.
Okay, before they go astray.
Before they go astray, so that when they are growing up, they know what is expected of them. In Africa, we were just discussing today that, I don't think there are
no systems. For example, this kind of system, we shouldn't, I think you are very right. If we just introduce it to regular people.
Yes.
Regular people. But these are regular people too. This is not for drug addicts or these are just for men who we want to teach responsibility, make a success and things like that. But I think we should do it for regular people.
Yes, from
men and women.
Because even in the UK and I think in America, all this sexual education and marriage, they've started teaching it from primary school. Grade 3, grade 4 children are being taught already. And as a result, we find that most of the men in Africa...
As a result, you're having more homosexuals.
Yes, they are told, to choose, that they are gender fluid and they choose whatever it is that they want. But in Africa, we were just talking about it this afternoon, that even to look after their own parents, men are not doing it. They only wait for mom and dad to die, and then they take over, and they chuck all
Because
the other children
nobody
out.
has taught them, nobody has trained them.
Yeah.
You know, we are expecting things to happen by accident. Just like you have a house and you never clean the surrounding, grass will just grow by accident. So, but grass can grow by accident, but human beings don't grow like that. You have to cultivate something into them.
And also, Pastor, the parents that are bringing up the children.
Even they themselves, who train them?
They've not been
nobody,
taught.
nobody trained the parents, so we can expect.
Yeah, so the whole
That's why
system,
the family series, we are parenting there. And there are strategies there how to train your children from when they are small. Everything is there in that family series.
and as a result, the children, they just grow up being really spoiled.
Being nuisance, yeah.
Yes, and they don't want to work, they don't want to go to school, they don't know what hard work is all about.
Yeah. But if you don't train them specially, nothing will happen.
Yes.
Okay, can you stand there? That way should I stand? Igor, you don't speak English? No. No, okay,
Does
come.
anyone
But
want
no, don't worry. Bring it here. She will be speaking Russian. I will interpret. Slushai, take the best microphone and take your English communication. No, she doesn't. It will just speak. You were a drug addict, right? A bit narcoman. Сколько лет?
4,5.
4.5 years drug addict. Okay. На сегодняшний день какие результаты у тебя есть? Какие движения ты создавал? Какие влияния? Сколько людей у тебя влиял? Какие движения уже ты создавал? Какие проекты ты уже проводил? Сколько мероприятий и так далее. So I said, okay, 4.5 years you are a drug addict. Who are you right now?
За 8 лет создал, наверное, 130 мероприятий.
So I've been free, of course, for 8 years now. But in this last 8 years, I've been trained and I've started, сколько?
130.
130. I've successfully implemented 130 different projects on national level. Tell Kaki, show it as a prayer.
Это как направление развития детско-юношеского спорта.
My own calling, the area where I do all these things is in the area of sports for young adults and teenagers. So my own calling is to take responsibility for all young people who are adolescents, teenagers, young adults, so that they don't go the path that I went. They don't go wayward. And through sports, I could distract them from the evil ways. So I develop projects, and through schools, states, interstates, competition, and those are the things I do.
Приняли участие, мы проводили деятельность в двух направлениях. Первое – это организация соревнований.
Yeah, so I organize competitions, inter-school competitions. So those are events we are.
А второе направление – это открытие детских юношеских секций.
But apart from doing competition among schools, I also open sport complexes, sport centers for young and adults and teenagers for them to go and do different sports in the community. So there are different communities where we just plant sports section for anybody could just come and do any sport they want.
В первом направлении приняло участие около 8300 человек.
Oh, that's say God.
За 8 лет.
Now, right now, in the first category of competitions, I have influenced and people who are under me 8,000 people. What's the message?
8300.
8,300 people.
А в открытии секций мы открыли за несколько лет 25 секций, 14 из них бесплатных.
So, and then the sports centers that he has built, сколько 20? 25 sports centers that he has built in one state, 25 sports centers, and 14 of them are for free. So out of 25, only 11 of them are where people pay. 14 are just for is free voluntary service to people. for the community.
Эту деятельность проводил на территории Днепропетровской области. Сейчас понимаю, что...
You see, when you just see these people, until you talk to them, you will not know what's happening. You will just see human beings. You don't know they are not normal human beings. So, somebody is saying, Pastor Sunday is a spirit. I have spirits all around me. Okay.
Хотел сказать, что эту деятельность проводил на территории Днепропетровской области. Сейчас как есть проекты, которые хочу реализовывать на национальном и на международном уровне.
Okay.
И для этого, как переехал уже жить в Киев и реализовывал проект «История успеха», где успешные люди делятся принципами успеха со школьниками, учат их принципами. Вы нас
Но ты же уже международные какие-то мероприятия проводил. Польша ездили, что-то такое.
Мы ездили в 2012 и 2015 году, мы ездили в Германию, в Польшу, участвовали в международных соревнованиях.
So all those my children that I say competition, I didn't just do competition in Ukraine here, but we have done competition. We take them abroad to go and compete with other school children in Germany and in Poland. No, расскажи о твоих влияниях. Я сказал им, что ты можешь входить во многие двери, которые даже я не могу входить. I said, tell us about your influence.
Вот, к примеру,
Ты же был в общественных какие-то советы, да? Какие?
Министерство молодежи и спорта Украины.
So I was a member of the Ministry of Sports and Youth in Ukraine, a member of the commission there, of the committee there, and also a member of commission in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Это благодаря как учению и
But this is all thanks to pastor's teaching and training. He gave us the inspiration.
благодаря домашней группе.
Because I was in Pastor Sunday's mentorship group. So he gave us the strategies on how to be able to penetrate any political system. And that's another HMT, that's another system. I work a system for them, for you to be able to penetrate into any existing political system and become the top in 1 year.
Потому что у нас были как практические, так и теоретические, так и практические задания.
So when you are a disciple of Pastor Sunday in his mentorship group, you don't just do theory like you do here now. So the advantage of being Pastor Sunday's mentorship group is that in this HMT is just theory because you don't live with him. But because we live in the same country with him, it gives us practical assignments on how to penetrate into any ministry, government ministry, any political party, and in 1 year we become anybody we want to become.
Благодаря пастору Сандею нашел как свое призвание.
So it's thanks to his teachings that I was able to discover my calling as well.
Действительно считаю себя как счастливым человеком.
So I'm a very fulfilled person, just because I came across this man. But какие влияния ты отец сказал? Двери я сказал.
Ну, за влияние, наверное, если как общее, я не могу сказать.
Да, я сказал, какие двери ты можешь войти. Я just спрашивал. Знаешь, губернаторы или так далее.
Губернаторы Днепропетровской области, мэры городов.
Okay, he said, for example, мэры сколько городов примерно, допустим?
Вот я могу на примере рассказать, что вот мы в декабре месяце реализовали.
So, for example, I know, because I organize all this competition among schools, and I open all these free and or maybe not very free sports sessions for people not to be lost, for youth not to be lost. So I can go and see any governor in the country or any mayor because of my authority, because they know, and also they want to use me to have also influence among people that I influence.
Во многих городах Украины, не только локально там.
I'm talking of all over Ukraine now, not just in my state.
Я за 10 дней, вернее так скажу, пришла мне идея реализовать проект «История успеха». Я без подготовки, без денег, только лишь на связях с определенными людьми, там, с мэрами, замами мэров городов, смог реализовать в 9 городах 10 проектов.
За сколько?
За 10 дней. Каждый 10 ивентов. И охватили 1800 человек, школьников. И при этом я потратил там 200 50.
She said, for example, I just came to Kyiv, and I've been in Kyiv maybe 1 month or two, and I had an idea to do an event. You know, I told you I've done a project, and this project is project?
История успеха.
History of success. So what I wanted to do is to take the most successful individuals in the country and take them to schools, get organized schools like competition with, but not competition now, but to tell them principles of success and tell them their history. First of all, everybody will come because these people are famous people. And because I know them, I can bring them. So just in 10 days, I was able to give back to the dream. In 10 days, I was able to realize it. So every day, I did it in 10 states. So in 10 days, I was able to realize this in 10 states. Every day, I would do it in one state today, get all the schools people and with a star, another state tomorrow, and in 10 days, 10 different states with different stats. Какое-то образование получила уже, да? Получил?
Получил 2 высших
Когда ты
образования.
пришел в церковь, было образование?
Еще учился.
Okay, был студентом, да.
Был студентом, но не закончил, да.
Okay, when I came to church here, I was a student, but I was kicked out, dismissed because I couldn't finish. But today, now, as a church,
Сейчас закончил
I went back to restore.
Национальная академия госуправления.
So I've finished 2 degrees now, and I've also studied under the president of Ukraine. No, there's a school, especially for civil servants, under the presidency of Ukraine. Yeah, so I finished that school, master's.
В этом году хочу
2 master's degree right now.
В этом году хочу пойти в аспирантуру.
So this year I'm going to start my PhD this year. But all that I'm doing is not just by accident. Hello, do you hear what he said? Yeah. All that I'm doing, they are just preparation. Pastor has taught us to live by a dream. So the popularity that I have and the assets that I have is because one day I will stand, when I finish my PhD, I'm going to go full-time to elective position politically. So they are my platform. So I'm already known, and I've already built the structure. Everybody already know me. So I'm going to be elected to be a senator or something.
Хочу сказать, что общественная деятельность, она дала мне очень как полезные контакты с ключевыми людьми.
So because being kind is good, he said. It's like you are wasting your money, you are wasting your influence, but investing in people's service, what is that called? Stewardship is costly if you think of it as egocentrism. But if you look at it at a broader way, it has given me, stewardship has given me, service has given me what I couldn't dream of in life. Because right now I know every important person in the country. Everybody knows me. It gave me platform. Just by doing good to people. Yeah. It elevated me above my expectation. So doing good, living a life of service will give you more than you will spend. Сколько тебе сейчас лет? 32. Ребенок, говорят.
Хочу сказать, что очень завидую по-доброму, что вы как уделяете внимание иностранцам, проводите ретрит, потому что такое обучение, которое я видел, как вы им детально рассказываете о стратегиях, это очень потрясающе.
He said that, but I want to also tell you guys that I'm envying you now, because for years, Pastor was teaching only us like this. But now he has abandoned us and he's only teaching foreigners. So he's envying you people now. All embassy of God people are envying you people there. They are envying the ones on Facebook there because I left them. And I'm just teaching foreigners. Speak only English. And they don't speak English.
Hello, Pastor. I want to ask you a question. I know I'm going to an end. Did you pay him to come tonight? Because this is 10 o'clock.
Did I pay him to call tonight? I didn't even know he was coming tonight. I didn't even know he was coming.
This shows that, the value system you're expressing. It is because even Nigerians, you train them. I mean, what you've given, you still got to pay them to come and.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. So our value
that
system
is crazy.
is nothing
Let
like
another one come. Yuri, come and tell us your own story.
Am I wrong?
Okay.
See all the men coming in and out of this place.
Yuri, okay, you can speak English, right?
Yeah.
Yuri grew up without a father and a mother. He never saw his father. He never saw his mother. He was picked up as an orphan.
Yeah.
So, and you were in prison.
Yes.
And what are the things you were doing?
Yeah. From the beginning, shortly, yes. Okay. I was born in Chernigov, 200 kilometers from Kiev.
Another state.
And my mother was also an выпускник интерната.
Oh, she was also an orphan.
So it's another cycle, another system. She was alcoholic and she didn't know how to treat people, especially boys. So she родила нас, как это?
She gave birth.
She gave birth to us 5 children, but I never, almost of them, I met them only when I grow up.
Yeah.
I find them later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1 year and half when I was almost dying in my room. In my room. Завод дал ей комнату. Это как сказать?
Okay, yeah. No, she got a room. The mother had a room from the company.
I was in angle of this room и ходил под себя в туалет. Писал и какал там.
How old were you?
1,5 годика.
So I was 1.5 years old. I abandoned my mother because she was drinking and she never knew how to bring a baby up. She gave birth to me but left me in the room because that room was given to her by the factory where she was working. So I was a baby. I was going to toilet there in the corner because nobody was there. Going to toilet, eating and just by myself like that.
Yeah, only neighbors of who was living closely give food to us.
Wow.
I discovered this when I was 20 years. I go to searching what the situation was.
Wow.
And one day she is coming, his friends, and pick it like a football, play football with me. In this room, they drinking with them and play football.
And no football, but small baby 1.5 year old with the ball.
They became crazy because they drinking alcohol too much. The
men she was bringing.
And it was a plague of silence. Everybody is just quiet, and nobody tells the government nothing. So we can die there. But thank God,
the government, when things like that happen, the government, somebody will report to the government, and the government will take over. Right?
One night she drinks so much, so maybe she have some pain inside her, and she was to kill me.
Shock him, yeah.
Yeah, so thank God the neighbors, this was the last call, so they called police, they brought me in the hospital, thank God, and then recover me and bring all child in the orphanage. So from 1 year I was till 17.
From 1 year he has been in the orphanage.
Yeah,
1.5
from
years.
1 year to 17 I was grown in orphanage.
So you can't remember the mother or the father?
Yeah, and for sure, even in orphanage you treat like a dog. You was treated like a dog. So you never know what is love. Only in church here. When Pastor
what age did you come here?
At 21 years.
But by 21, you had been in prison?
Yeah, but I've been in prison for 2 years. One year
for 2 years.
And 6 months.
What were you doing? You were a thief? You were robbing?
No, because I'm stealing.
You are stealing, yeah, a thief, yeah. You are doing robbery.
Yeah, it was the only unique mentality that I had before.
The only thing they knew to do was to steal.
To survive. I never read before, then I came to church. Never
read any book?
One book, no.
You've never read one book when you came to church?
Yeah, never respect people.
Just stealing and fighting?
Never think about people good. Always afraid around. Thinking about me, then I don't have permission to live in this world, in this life. But when I come to church, one woman invite me, Jess, come to church. You can find yourself. You can be successful. So I was taken not serious because you not treat the word serious before. But something inside me is reacted, so go on. And the first Sunday that is coming, I'm coming to church and listen by the video, like by screen like this, Pastor Sundays. But of course, Holy Spirit touched me, and I also asked to pray. So if your God is...
he was in another city, just watching me on television.
Yeah, like 200 kilometers from the... So I'm asking if your God is serious and He's true exists, and this is not secta.
Yeah, this is not a sect.
So could you pray for me? I'm smoked for 12 years. I can.
He started to smoke when he was 13 years?
10 years.
10 years old.
Yeah, but most of my people, we are in Orphanage 360. Most of them at 12 years and 14 years, when уже рожают.
They were giving birth already.
Yeah, the most of them. But
so you said they should pray for you?
Yeah, and in 3 words, in Jesus' name, please let him free. And 3 days ago, I was shocked. I don't smoke. What is happening? So I come
not
back.
Delivered like that. That's the way the people get deliverance in our church.
Yeah.
We don't do deliverance. People falling down. People do theatric. We don't have theatric deliverance. I was not there. Just the person she saw.
Yeah.
He saw there. Just say, I need deliverance. I mean, just help me to not to smoke. For 3 days, he's looking. What happened to me? I can't smoke
3 days.
anymore.
I'm recognized that I don't smoke.
He cannot recognize himself. We have taught our people. That's why somebody was asking yesterday about violent people.
Yeah.
Do they become violent? No. We have taught our people authority. Even if they become violent, we show 2 things. Love and authority. We've taught them authority. That's why when people are saying their demons are troubling them or something, you have not been taught. Go and listen to my deliverance series. You will not even spend 2 minutes on deliverance of drug addict. The demon possessed is automatic. So that's what happened to him. 3 days is walking like, what happened to me?
And then
deliverance, big deliverance.
I was shocked, and I was questioning me, what God they know? What is a God? Is this true? I'm going to search now. I'm going to make a questions, a lot of questions. So I go and discover they have a system, home groups, for sure. They have another meeting. Every day pastors create another environment and teach his leaders. Mm-hmm. So I'm thank God, then pastor so масштабный, как?
Yeah, why pastor is so wide in his thinking.
Yeah, then the influence, волна работы, волна его влияния, как сказать.
The influence that is coming from the city, pastor is here, but the influence of his wide thinking is wide thinking is hitting every city in Ukraine.
Because I'm thank you that he think not so small group, 10 people.
He's thinking so wide.
He thinking so wide, then he create 1,000 leader, and they took responsibility, go in my
everywhere
city and touched me. Can you imagine? They passed their own program. They took responsibility. They feel burden in that, and then took responsibility with fear. They are human beings, yes, but they know the teaching of they trust Holy Spirit, and they have a knowledge of systems, and go in another city. And who wants to be free? Who wants to change their life? Who wants to become in His purpose, in His calling? So, and thank God, then they touch me. So the system, that's why we need to do big project.
Dream big.
Yeah. Because
build big project.
So how many the ladders, how many leaders passed, then he arrived to me. It's almost 15 branches, 15 on that leader who served me, under him 15 leaders.
So he's on the 15th level. The person that got to him is, if you're going to count how many level down, or the 15 level
Can you
from
imagine?
where?
And thank God. And for years and
Yeah.
years, pastors do one work, and he arrived to me. So, and I also entered to the system because I know my bad environment is strong with me. Nobody don't respect me, but in the church they respect me. They love me. They faith in me. Please wake up. Please find your calling. Please. But not
They are
only.
telling him, please,
Yeah.
please.
But not only with words. Pastor already go ahead and create books. I'm looking his teaching, every message he's consciously and connected. Everything is systematically for my goodness, for my benefits, to me, to find myself, to create, rebuild inside me the new personality. And for sure, I was the dog of this world. I was a dog. I'm telling you, no, without food, without homeless. Nobody, every my friends, it's catching me away like a ball. I couldn't find a job. I changed 50 jobs in my life because my self-esteem and my look at on myself, my reality of who I am in this world was totally destroyed. Then I have the permission to live on this world. Can you imagine? But thank God, then Pastor knows God like a God of system. Thank God.
Yes.
And so he create, and I enter with passionate to every events. Every day they create something. This day, for example, for women. Another day for men. I was a participant of every day. Please, because I'm soaking. Because every day I'm like a restoring. I'm feeling. I don't understand nothing that year because you're not so consciously. You know, I was not at level 0. Without school, without without.
He was at level 0 because
No,
he didn't
not
go,
at 0, minus 10. Minus 10.
Because he never read a book in his life.
Yeah.
Didn't finish school.
So it's difficult to speak with you intellectuality, you know. So I'm only feel that they love me. They respect me. They treat me well. They faith in me. It's only that on that level, 1 year, maybe more, then I begin to see the difference of the words. It's past 1 year, but they give me such much love, such much trust, like a friend, like a son, like never experienced. They're what I need to for all my life. I'm looking for. So it's kingdom. It's mini kingdom. They create a heaven in one city like a church, with systematically shocked. So in this environment, in 2 years, participant everywhere, I soaked the teaching of Pastor Sunday, and I understand. Okay, these things needs to know everybody, every youth. Because I know my condition, but I know also then in my condition, destroyed without truth, live many people, many young people. I mean, for example, the statistics in Ukraine, 60% of young children, they don't have complete family. And this statistic I also discovered from some teachings or in the internet. So I took the responsibility because pastors teaching like this. I have also the
You don't
instrument.
just come to church. Now that God has saved you, you have to take responsibility for other people like you.
Yeah, but I feel that I'm the different. I'm growing. I became somebody. I feel the strong in me. God with me. I have the knowledge. I'm another person completely, with another value system. So I took the book. Who am I? I am a man. I'm a personality.
There is a book I wrote. I'm a person. Am I a personality? Do you people know that book?
Yes.
I'm a person. Am I a personality? That's the thing that changed him totally.
Yeah.
That's the book.
This book, I do a lot of work before these things, before they are growing. So I do the tournament of football and different organizing different meeting, different environment for people from where come and see my treatment you, how I treat you, how I love you, how I respect you, how I faith you.
So his main instrument
Yeah.
It was to give love, to touch people with
Yes.
the love of God. The way they touch him with the love of God, he is now organizing all those meetings with the young people to come and see different treatments.
Yes, it's good everything to use, but
This is the book,
I am a
right?
person. I'm a personality. Now after this book, I got the whole system. What I sharing systematically to every.
So he
young
built his own
people.
system from this book.
Yes, I'm still working on
I'm a
this.
person, am I a personality?
I'm still working with this, and now I got to rehab center, different places, and still sharing with people, make and do HMT about.
So let's finish. How many people did you influence by the time?
Actually, more than 100,000 people, but I diminu it and 30,000 people.
30,000 people.
30,000 people for sure.
30,000 people. And how many people became your followers?
3,000 people.
3,000 people. So he was influencing 30,000 people and 3,000 were his followers.
Because of message, it's very powerful. Nobody don't have these things. We don't know truth.
And he built his system from this book.
Yeah. So thank you, Pastor Sandy.
So when I'm saying that we are going to change Nigeria, that we can change Nigeria, I know what I've done and I know what God can do. I know what systems can do. I just know the way, and I'm surprised why people are doubting me. Well, I said, no problem. I will not talk again. We'll go there, we'll see. So, anybody wants to say anything before we close? Because we are going to, what we plan to do is to close the live broadcast now and then show you Nigerian project. If you are still ready for Nigerian project. Okay, does anybody want to say anything? Yeah? Okay, anybody want to talk? Okay, no. Okay, let's go on a break. We are going to go on a break until tomorrow for you, but we will continue here because we want to show them the Nigerian plan on how to make every Nigerian, how we plan to make every Nigerian have a standard of living that is not worse than the average American. Yeah, so thank you so much. Peace.